right. Good afternoon. First off, I apologize for missing 2 days in a row, but my kids have been sick the last couple of days, so I have to take off again today on Friday. Now, I had a little bit more advanced warning this time, so what I've done is created a video here for you um, demonstrating how to create and style tables and forms. When you finish that, um, then you'll have a little exercise to do on your own. Um, at the end of the demonstration, I'm gonna show you how to print the page out. I'll have you print the page out and turn it in for credit today, and then the exercise you'll save that and turn it into the business folder. We are going to work on our Dreamweaver practice site, so we'll want to go up here to Site and Manage Sites, and you will want to find your Dreamweaver practice site. There's mine right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a brand new page. Let's just go click on File and New here. I'm going to give the document title of Tables and Forms. And go ahead and create that. And before I move on and do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and save this file. I'm just going to call it Tables and Forms. And I'm going to immediately create a new style sheet specifically for this assignment, just so that we can apply styles to the tables. And I'm going to name that Table Styles. And then make sure I hit Save All before we move on. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick where on my page I'm going to insert my table. One thing that you will need to focus on while you're doing this is exactly where you're going to put the information that you're going to select. And also be aware that it doesn't always just automatically update up here in your live view. So please be patient with that part of it. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to go up here and insert and heading. We're going to do an H1 and just go ahead and put your name inside that. I'm going to go ahead and put mine in there. And after my H1 there, I'm going to go and insert a table. Now, when you want to insert a table, you'll go and click right here, Insert tab, and then Table. Your default options will be a little bit different than my default options that you see right here. The main one that you'll probably have the table width of 200 pixels in yours. Just delete the 200 pixels. If you set it at 200 pixels, it's not going to adjust to the size of your content. If you leave that part blank, it will adjust to the size of your content. Later on, if you were going to go and make a table a certain size, you could go ahead and do that, but we're not going to worry about that right now. For this demonstration purposes, we're going to go with 3 rows and just 2 columns. Down here you have your header options. If you choose none, it just inserts a regular header. If you choose left, it makes your headings float to the left. If you choose top, they'll be at the top, and you can choose both, where you'll put headings there on the first column and the first row. We're going to go and choose top for the purposes of our demonstration. Now notice when I went and inserted this, the table didn't automatically show up right there. It's okay if yours does not automatically show up. If you want to refresh your page right here, you'll see it pops up right there. Sometimes people in the other classes have been having a little bit of trouble with it. Make sure you're saving your work often. If it really bothers you that it's not there, close it out and open it back up again. Now we're going to go and insert some text into our table right here. If you notice down here, and I'm going to go and move this line of code down one line there. We have the table, the border equals 1, and then you have this code that you probably haven't seen before called tbody. All that means is the body of the table itself. And then you have this th, and it says scope equals call. That means it spans that entire column. And then you see this text right here with the non-breaking space. That's where you'll go and edit what you're going to put in there. For this first one, I'm just going to call it student name. And notice too, if you click up here, it pops up there automatically. If you wanted to edit it right here, you could go and double click, maybe even triple click here. You could go and edit it right there. I'm going to go and edit this down here. And I'm going to put graduation year. And then you can go and enter a student's name. We'll enter, and let's say he graduated in 2016. We'll go down here and enter in another student's name. And he graduates next year. You can also always go down here and enter your information down here as well. If you wanted to add in a new row, very easy. Just click right here. You can just go and copy this, get them down here, and paste it down there. Now, obviously, we don't want to have two people of the same name there, so let's go and we'll put a different name in there. And we'll change his graduation year right here. Now, once you've entered your table, we're ready to go and style this table. Now, we've already created our style sheet. Up until this point, we haven't edited any of the styles yet. To edit the styles, you'll go and click on table styles themselves. We've got a couple different parts right here under our selectors. We can go and do our H1 right there. Now, when you do the table, you have a couple of different options when you do the table. If you notice here, you got your open table tag, you got open tbody tag, open tr, open th, and you have the open tds down here. Now, to apply a style to the full table itself, just type in the table tag. If you want a style applied to the header row, that's a little bit different. You'd go tbody, tr, th. And if you wanted to apply a style, to the other rows, it's just tbody, tr, td. Now, you all know how to go and change your options. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this. If you select the entire table itself, a lot of common options that you see on here, a lot of times you see padding changed. I think in your exercise, you're going to change your padding to like 10 pixels on there for each, all the way around. And of course, my computer is freezing in the middle of my video. I will pause until it's ready to come back. All right, now that I'm unfrozen, you see I've applied the padding to the entire table right there. If I want to apply different options to the heading row there, a lot of times you see when you're styling tables, you have your borders, you have all sides. You can apply the same style to all sides. You can choose a top border and apply a style to that, or say maybe you want to do a solid line at the top, and let's say at the bottom of that one right there, you might do a double line there. That's how you would go and change those individual options. Maybe you wanted to add a background color on to this part of your table. But all of your different options, all of your different styling options, obviously you know how to do that from when we were doing things in CSS. Same thing right here with your regular rows. You could change the width and the height of those on there. You can change your borders. You can also obviously change border colors right there if you'd like. You don't have to necessarily do those exact same border colors that I did, but just know that these are your options for changing those. Obviously, you can change your text colors and fonts and things like that. I'm not going to cover creating a whole lot of those styles because you all already know how to apply styles. The next thing I want to look at is inserting forms. We'll do those much the same way we did last semester when we created forms, but it's much easier to do it right here. Now I'm going to go insert mine after the closed table. Make sure I save my work often, as my computer's been freezing up a little bit. To insert forms, before you do anything, you want to go down here and choose Insert, Form, and then choose this form option right there. When you do that, it creates an open form and a closed form tab. All it does is tell your web browser, hey, these are forms that are getting ready to come up. Now let's go and add some text in right here. We want to collect people's first and last names. From this point forward, it's pretty darn easy. You'll go Insert, Form, text. That'll give you a text box. One thing you might want to consider while you're doing this is inserting line breaks, and that's just a simple BR tag that you'll see right there. We'll enter our last name, and then we'll do the input type as a text box. I'm going to just put my BR tag right there. Some of these other options that you'll see inside your forms right here, you have email option right here. Let me put that in there. Insert email. I'm not going to go through all of these, but I'm just going to point out a few of them to you. You have, all these different buttons right here. You have your submit button. Make sure I put my line breaks in here. Whoa. You also have reset buttons, file buttons, image buttons. I'll just put the image or reset button in there. But you have all of those different options for your forms. We're not going to worry about actually creating those to where they collect the information, but excuse me. But I do want you to know where to find all that information at. Now, I'm going to stop that right there. Save all of that work. None of this is incredibly difficult, but it is things that you do need to know how to do. Once you have finished that, you may close this out. And then I want you to go to where this file is located and where it's saved. If you go to mine, it should be right here. My Dreamweaver practice site, which is right there. And I have a file, tables and forms. When you're done with that, I just want you to go ahead and print that out. Hit Control P on your keyboard, print that out, and then go get it off the printer, turn it into the box, and then work on your next assignment that's listed on my website. If you have any questions or you don't understand how to do anything or do something, feel free to email me during class, or just ask me when you get back or when I get back to class next Tuesday. Thank you very much.